Hello. I hope you all are having a super duper fantastic day today. It is day 7 of what? Dineen's 12 days of Christmas. I am so excited that you are here in this space, sharing it with me, having this conversation with me, because tonight we're talking about life is not a test. Go ahead, put it inside the chat. Life is not a test. I'm putting it up here. First, I want to say thank you to all you guys who joined me on yesterday, day 6. Congratulations to the winner, Tamu Coleman. Yes, you won the gift on yesterday. Hopefully you are excited about that, about receiving your book. Do understand that I will have it shipped to you, the address that you provided, and you will receive it before Christmas. So listen, I want you to get that life is not a test. But before we get into this conversation, let me go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Dineen Merriweather. I am the CEO and founder of Becoming the Change Group Coaching Program. So if you have been living life wanting to achieve, wanting to reach a certain goal or desire in your life, and you've been trying and you've sacrificed things and you have the desire, you've been praying for it, and you really want it, well, here's what I want to tell you. Wanting, praying, wishing for whatever it is that you want to achieve is not enough. It requires you to become someone else that would do the things that's required that you need to do in order to have the things in your life that you want to have. Yep, I'm going to say it one more time. It's going to require you becoming the person that you need to become that would do the things that's required for you to do in order to have the things that you want to have. Okay, so that's in short about what we deal with inside of that program. And if you actually want to make progress towards these goals, like actually see results in your life, well, come into Becoming a Change, because you'll become the person that you need to become. You will then start doing the things you are required to do in order to get the results in your life that you want to have. And that's flat, that's short, that's what's going to happen. And if that's a game that you want to be up to, join me and the rest of the group inside of the group coaching program that's starting. Session 2 is starting January the 7th. You don't want to miss it. Get in it so you can get what it is that you desire. Okay, life is not a test. Let's go. Life is not a test. Fire up the chat. Come on, for all my people that's been here each and every day. Look, LaShawn, I'm looking for you. Linda, I'm looking for you. Tamu, I'm looking for you. Missy, I'm looking for you. Tiffany, I'm looking for you. Pamela, where you at? I'm looking for you. Look, I'm looking for you guys to be killing this chat. Let's go. Let's go ahead and get this message going. So, as I started thinking about life not being a test, I was looking at the training program that I'm in right now. And let me give you this scenario of what I've been bumping up against. And maybe you have too. So I'm training to be a leader, and we have a criteria to meet the program, right? Things that we need to do before the end of the program. And then each weekend that we have of training, there's a checklist of homework assignments that need to be done before we get to the training. Do y'all get this? Like homework and criteria and needed to meet some form of measure, right? This is not a bad thing, because you need to have some form of criteria to be able to meet your goal, to be able to qualify or to get into whatever program or what achievement that you make, right? There is a process, there is a strategy for you to master in order for you to be able to perform at the level that you want to perform. So that's not where the problem is for me. But here is where I get when I'm in the structure of studying for a test or preparing myself for some form of criteria to meet. When I am actually following the list, guess what's not available for me? Everything outside of the list. Do you get this? Do you get that when you're following a checklist and you're checking off the different assignments that you need to do? Do you get that your focus or the possibility that maybe you've even created or the other possibilities and opportunities that's available to you, you can't see? Why? Because you're going from a checklist and a criteria that actually constrains you from actually seeing all the other possibilities. Do you get what I'm saying? Put it in the chat. Life is not a test. I hope you smell what I'm putting down. I hope you smell what I'm cooking, right? I hope you can hold a fire, because we bringing the fire tonight. Put it in the chat. Life is not a test. Life is not a test. So while here I am sitting in the space with other students, and I hear what they have achieved and what they have accomplished, right? And then I start to hear other students saying what they created outside of the checklist. Now, here is where I'm starting to get in my feelings, because I'm starting to compare myself to what the other person has done, which is a problem. Also to them having the capacity to think beyond the list, to actually work on other criterias that's on this form. Like, it's not that I don't know what the criteria is. I know what the criteria is, but I haven't been working or living my life to meet the criteria. I've been living my life to get the checklist done. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm playing the wrong game. Y'all don't understand. Playing the wrong game. Put it in the chat. Life is not a test. So whenever you are looking at your life as a test or something to accomplish, or that you are comparing yourself to some form of a checklist, it boxes you in. Put it in the chat. It's very limiting. Put it in the chat. It's very limiting. It's very limiting. It's very limiting. And that's what it is. So when I put myself inside of a construct of being limited, I was like, okay, this checklist is no longer the do all, right? Or the be all of me completing this program. I'm going to meet these criterias. And what I'm going to do for myself is generate dates that I want this criteria to be done. And yes, I'm going to complete my homework assignments, but in addition to, I'm going to live in the world that I'm going to be candidated before the end of the program. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's a creation of my own date that now I am generating for myself. And here's what I want you to do when you are taking on new things that you want to learn, new things skills you want to acquire, new goals that you have for your life, new places that you want to visit, places that you want to be, relationships that you want to have, the amount of money you want in the bank, the type of home you live in. Come on, let's go. Y'all see the fire is coming. Put it in the chat. Life is not a test. So here are some things that I want you to focus on and totally get, that living in a space where life is not a test, so many other things become available. But there is a place that you need to stand. There is a way of being that needs to be developed. See, that's why I continue to learn. That's why I continue to develop myself, because now, today, right now in this space, my way of thinking about life is not a test is so much differently than it was just last week. Do y'all understand what I'm saying to you? Like, these things, the opportunity for growth is always present. Put it in the chat. The opportunity for growth is always present. But the question is, are you present to the opportunity? Because if you are not, you're going to miss the opportunity to gain something that's readily available for you based on the limitations of the way that you think. So however it is that you think, the context that you live in give you access to what is available. It doesn't mean that it's not already there. Do y'all get this? It doesn't mean that it's not already available. The problem is that you don't have the proper lenses to be able to see, because you're living from a context of limitation. Do you get that? And not limitation just negatively, but limitation of things that's here to help you, that's helping you produce. Again, I was at the limitation of the list when I totally had access to everything that's on the list and outside of the list. Do y'all get? Life is not a test. Okay, I hope y'all get that. I hope y'all hold on to that. I hope this is not woohoo over your head. I hope that you are so on fire like I am right now. So let me give you these 3 things, and then the lesson is going to be yours. Number one, I want you to stop competing. Stop competing. You know how I started this story, that I was looking at the other students and what they accomplished in the list. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. This right here ain't on the list. Now, how did she know that she could do that? And how did he know that he was available to do this, right? It was the context and the construct that they were living out of, right? They were like, yeah, this is a nice checklist, but I know between this weekend and the next weekend, I can accomplish so much more. So I'm coming off of this list. I'm going to get the list done, but I'm going to get so much more done outside of that. So stop competing with other people and stop competing with yourself, right? Because that's the terminology that we sometimes look at to prevent us from competing with other people. But what I'm telling you too, it's dangerous to compete with yourself, because again, you live in a context and a construct, which is based on the experiences that you have, the thoughts, the belief. So when you are in a world by yourself, your world, that's the world that you live in by yourself. And we get that, right? It's not until you invite other people to visit you in your world, that they're able to share their world with you and give you ideas of things that you may not have thought to do, or ways of becoming, or goals that you may want to have for yourself. And that sharing and conversation with other people is the opportunity for growth. So again, you got to be paying attention. You got to be looking. So when you are in a space sharing your goals, your inspirations with other people, and you're asking them, look, here's the things that I've been doing to get to this point. Are there any other ideas that I may not have thought of that could get me to where it is that I want to go? That is giving you a new context, a new construct of where it is that you're living from when you open yourself up to it. So stop competing and open yourself up for people to contribute to you and to pour into you. And don't even compare yourself to who you were yesterday, because that's limited as well. Don't compare yourself to yourself and no time frame, because again, it's limited and it's constraining, because you have in fact grown since then. And there's so much more available that you can train yourself or grow to if you stop looking at the old you, or maybe even the person that lives next door in the class with you. I'm just talking about myself in a sweet, strong name of Jesus. Okay. Number two, I want you to maximize your growth. So this speaks to me being able to look outside of the list, the construct that I had created to say that I was successful in this program, right? Here it is. Life is a test, right? So as you are looking around in your life and you have this construct that life is a test, if I can be married by 28, if I can have my home by age 35, listen to what I'm saying. Look, don't say that you ain't said it. If I can be ready to retire by age 55, do you get that that's a test? That's a construct, because some people can retire at age 25. So why are you set in your retirement at age 55 or 65 or 75? Is it because you believe that's the only time that you can make it happen, that you could plan and do the necessary things that you need to do in order to have retirement? Get this. You need to maximize your growth in every situation that's presented to you. Yes, it's great, again, to meet the criteria, but you got to get that there's other things, other areas of growth that you can have if you focus on the opportunity and learning and producing and perfecting the craft rather than meeting the measurements. Do you get that? Stop focusing on the measurements. The measurement is the bare minimum. That's what I want you to say. The measurement, whatever the measurement that's set for, right, is the bare minimum. That's the bare minimum to meeting whatever the goal is. Do you get that? The bare minimum. So I want you to get over meeting the criteria only, or getting all the things on the checklist done. I want you to focus on producing and growing and perfecting at whatever level you can achieve and obtain. It's like your potential, your true potential. Your true potential don't have a cap. It don't have a checklist. It don't have a measurement to meet. So when you go into these situations where you're learning and you're developing yourself, yeah, it's good to follow the checklist and check the stuff off, but that's not the only life that I want you to live in. Do you get? I want you to maximize your growth. That means once you have learned and achieved the things that's on the checklist and maybe even the criteria, I want you to be hungry for more. Put it in the chat. I'm hungry for more. Put it in the chat. I'm hungry for more. Okay, and number 3, finally, nothing is a test. Put it in the chat. Nothing is a test. See, to live from a place that there is a test, you will only prepare yourself or open yourself up to be developed to a certain level. So if you get that nothing is a test, that everything is an opportunity for me to learn and to grow, you'll get that there's no limits to it. If you think that something is a test, all you'll be worried about doing is passing the test and maybe getting a higher grade than the rest of the people that's taking the test with you. So that means if you're looking at the game of life, you're going to be only concerned of meeting whatever metrics you put in place with yourself. Like, I really want to be married. So then once you're married, that game stops. Or I really want to have a house. So then once you get the house, that stops. But if you live in a place where getting a house wasn't enough, like that's just the bare minimum of the game. But I want to be a person that lives in a way that I help over 100 or 1,000 people have their first home. Now that's a game. Now that's a game. That ain't a test. That's a show enough swinging for it. You're going to not only have your own home, but you're going to help and assist at least 1,000 other people have their first home before they leave this life. Now that's a game, but it lives so far beyond the metrics that you have set for yourself. So nothing is a test. It's just an opportunity for you to learn and to grow. All right, quick recap. So number 1, stop competing. Number 2, maximize your growth. And number 3, live in a place where nothing is a test. It's only an opportunity for you to learn and grow. Put it in the chat. It's only an opportunity for me to learn and grow. All right, you guys. So let me go ahead and tell you what the getting is good tonight. The getting is good tonight. Hey, so here is the link. I put it up on the screen. My peoples, drop it inside of the chat. I want you to sign up today. If you know that being in conversation with me could alter the way you see your life and the way that you do the things that you do to perform in order to achieve the things that you want to have in your life. And you know, either around your job, your health, your home, your environment, your relationships, that you cannot see a possibility or other things that are truly available for you because of the limitation in the constructs in the context that you live in, then you might want to go ahead and register. Because what I'm going to do is give away a free 30-minute strategy session with me for us to help you distinguish and discover the limitations that you have in whatever area you choose: career, health, spirituality, emotions, relationship, whatever it is. We're going to get down to the nitty gritty on what it is that's limiting you from seeing this grand possibility, like all this space out here beyond what it is that you think about, that you believe, that you've been taught, that you've been seeing and competing and looking at other people that you want or that you have. I want you to break the chains. Put it in the chat. Break the chains. break every chain. Put break every chain. And that was a popular song. Break every chain, right? I want you to break every chain. So if you see that as being valuable for you, I know how valuable it would be for you. The question is, do you see that possibility for yourself? That a conversation could actually alter who you are being and how you show up in your life in a way that it will help you produce the things that you actually want to see in your life instead of all the things that you don't want to see in your life? Then go ahead and register right now. The opportunity is yours. And look, if you want to join us in Becoming the Change, January the 7th, I want to see you in there. I don't want you to miss out. I don't want you to miss the opportunity. I want you to totally get that there's space for you, but there are only 8 seats. There's only 8 seats. And I don't want you to miss out on the opportunity because you're overthinking what this program is about. If you have a goal, if you have something that you want that you haven't been able to achieve on your own, like you can't see the path on how to get there, then you need to be in the class. If you've been thinking about this for 4, 5, 6, 10, 20 years and you still haven't done it yet, you need to be in the class. So go ahead, get yourself enrolled in Becoming the Change. Look, I'm posting the link again. Go ahead and get yourself registered to win the 30-minute strategy session. I want to change your life. I'm ready to change your life. I show up in this space Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, live at 5 to actually impact and change lives. So look, I love you guys. Day 7 is in the book. The 12 days of Christmas. Always looking forward to serving you. I'll see you guys on what? Tomorrow we'll have another guest and we'll be ready to have a conversation that's going to bless your life during the 12 days of Christmas. And we're going to also give you something too. All right. I see you guys soon. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.